it's time for another Mustang car review. This time we're reviewing the 2006 GT Mustang. This year marked a slight difference for Mustang in that they went with a slightly bigger body style. This time, this is still considered an S197, but it's slightly bigger. The front end is wider. It's not so much wedge shaped like the old ones used to be. The back end is bigger. This has the 4.6 liter V8 engine in it, and it is in soft top. Me personally, I don't really like a soft top car unless it's something like a Miata or a small BMW or something like that. You know, a little roadster. For a muscle car, soft top's not really my thing. But this isn't my car, so I don't care. Taking a quick walk around the car, we can see this one has actually been kept in really good condition. There's a couple small marks on it and everything, but what can you expect from, about a 14-year-old car? The soft top is in perfect condition. The interior is in perfect condition. It does have an aftermarket exhaust brought to you by Bassinic. I honestly can't read it. That part itself has not held up the best. The chrome really does need to be cleaned up quite a bit. But the car is in excellent condition. It is a 5-speed manual. No major wrecks, nothing like that. The car is very comfortable, I will say that. Putting the top down with the wind blowing in your hair, it's absolutely amazing. This one actually belongs to my dad. He really enjoys this. He is considering trading up to something different. Maybe getting a newer model Mustang. He enjoys taking my Mustang out for a drive. We will see as far as that goes. Coming into the interior here, you can see that it is in very good condition. Backseat, as most Mustangs are, you'd basically have to cut people's legs off to fit them in there, but it does have a backseat for insurance purposes. Shifter is a Hurst shifter. It's not a short throw shifter, it's just a Hurst. It's got a nice solid feel to it. The only thing is when you get it into gear and stuff, and you'll see this when I drive the car later, is you really have to push it into gear. It's very heavy, but for what it is, it's a very nice looking shifter. It feels really nice in your hand when you're driving along. I did have to tighten up part of it because it was starting to rattle. It was coming loose. So I took it apart, tightened it up, and that fixed all of the problems we were having there. As far as this car goes, it's a back to basics kind of approach for Mustang. It's very, there's no frills here at all. The seats, yes, they are electric, and they're very heavy, but the dash is very minimalistic. There's not a whole lot going on here. Radio, very basic radio and all of that stuff. The seats, though, I will say, are comfortable. Above all, these are comfortable seats. Going forward from this car, I think they made a big improvement when they put that 5-liter V8 engine in it eventually. The 4.6 liter just kind of feels a bit not enough. They could have done a whole lot better with it, I personally think, but it's not my personal car. Now that we've taken a little bit of a look at the outside, I think we should take it for a drive. See how it sounds when we're going along, see how it feels. We'll put the top down, and then when I get back, I'll give my final verdict on the car. The shifter feels solid enough. It has an aftermarket Hurst shifter in it. And it has a hex bolt in there that you have to tighten up every now and then because it will work its way loose, and you'll just get this annoying rattling noise all the time. I fixed that yesterday, otherwise you'd hear it right now as I'm driving along in second. The other part about the shifter as well is that it's kind of stiff. When you're going from first gear to second gear, you have to pull it into position. It's not smooth. You definitely have to work it as you're going in between gears. Feel it, click it into position. It's not a smooth transition in between gears. Which, if that's what you like in the feeling of your shifter, hey, go ahead and get the Hurst. For me personally, I prefer a nice, smooth boom, boom. You know, first, second, you know, instead of this pull, 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 click, click. You know, so ultimately, it's not for me. You know, although my dad definitely seems to like it. So let's see a 0 to 60 time here. Okay, getting on the highway. 60. It takes a very long time to get from 0 to 60 in this car, which isn't surprising with the fact that it's got a 4.6 liter V8 instead of the 5 liter V8. They didn't go to the 5 liter until a couple years later on down the road. You know, but it's for what it is. This was the redesign. You know, when they went with the slightly bulkier S197. You know, so they hadn't gone to that 5 liter V8 yet. I think when they made that step, it made the car a much better car overall. You know, this definitely feels like your grandpa's Mustang, you know, or your dad's Mustang. You know, it's not, I wouldn't say that this is meant to be fast. You know, it can get up to speed, and it will do it, and it feels great when it's up to speed. You know, but it takes a while to get there. This is not a 0 to 60 kind of car. This is not a drag racing car. You know, this engine is not meant for drag racing. I'd pull this engine out and put a 5 liter in there, you know, before I'd even consider racing it. You know, so that is one thing definitely to think about. You know, of course, the other major thing about this car is that it's a drop top. It's a soft top. This is my dad's Mustang. He really enjoys it. He's considering selling it here pretty soon. It's getting up there in mileage a little bit, and he's thinking of getting something different. But for him, a major thing for all cars is it needs to have a soft top. He likes to put the top down and have a convertible to drive down the road. He really enjoys that. For me, I would prefer to have the structural rigidity that comes with a hard top. If I'm getting a muscle car, I want it to be fast. I want it to be loud. You know, I want it to feel solid. And for me, a convertible, especially on a muscle car with a big V8, is just unnecessarily loud. You know, I can constantly hear the exhaust all the time when I'm driving. And afterwards, I'll see, you know, what this audio quality is like. You know, because I honestly have no idea. While I'm driving along, I'm using the microphone that I have, and I'm hoping that's good quality, but you might not even be able to hear me over the engine. And it is a constant companion while you're driving along. Just, you know, clutch feel in this car is very different compared to the 2015 Mustang when they went with the S550. The clutch feel, I honestly would call it sloppy. You know, I cannot feel, I think there's a gear. Yes, there it is. And I've got to give it quite a bit of gas before it actually gets me going. Especially if you're on any kind of incline. You know, on flat planes, you're generally fine. You don't really have to give it that much gas to get it going. But when you're on a hill, you've definitely got to give it the gas to get it rolling. Otherwise, it's just going to stall out on you. You know, which on a smaller car with a smaller engine and smaller displacement and stuff, I guess I understand that. This is a muscle car. You shouldn't need to do that. It should be simply, you know, slowly step off the clutch and boom, you're away. But nope, that's not what it does. So, you know, for me, that's a point against it. Of course, with the top down, you get the advantage of all that sky, which is real nice on a day like today. You know, where it's moderately warm. You get a real sense of oneness. Wow, look at that. The sun is right in y'all's eyes. Let's go ahead and listen to this puppy as we open her up a little bit. bad the wind noise is going to be. But that's the advantage of a drop top like this, is that you can put the top down. Enjoy yourself. My dad and I have had several very nice trips in this car where we've enjoyed putting the top down and got back home and wondered why we were sunburned. Who knows? Guys, I think the nice part about it having the 4.6 instead of a 5-liter V8 is that you never feel like you're about to lose the rear end, which was a problem, of course, with these cars, was that it had that solid rear axle in the back. And so if you went too fast coming out of a Cars and Coffee, you'd spin out and you'd destroy a crowd with you, which we've all seen that video. We actually just had one recently down in Nightdale, and that actually hit national news. The Grand Tour guys threw it up on their Facebook page saying, look at this idiot, another Mustang. You know, it's taking out people from Cars and Coffee. And I saw this one as well, Hot Wheels started putting their Mustangs upside down inside the containers and said you can get your pre-flipped over Mustang. Don't have to flip it over yourself. Pretty funny guys. So at the end, what I would say is that it is a very good, comfortable car. If you're looking for a muscle car that has that sound, this is definitely it for you. It sounds amazing. But I wouldn't, take this to your local drag strip. I wouldn't challenge anyone to a race in it. But I don't think that was the purpose of this Mustang. This Mustang wasn't, designed to do new land records or top speeds or any of that crap. It was designed to be a comfortable car to drive and to be affordable. That was the main thing about the Mustang, and it always has been about the Mustang, is that it's affordable. It's an everyman's car. It doesn't matter whether you work at a grocery store or you're a CEO, you can buy this car and have a good time. If you want to leave it basic, go right ahead. It's still a good car. If you want to throw a bunch of money at it and give it a whole bunch of power, go right ahead. These cars can stand up to it, The best thing they did, in my opinion, though, was put that 5-liter V8 engine in there eventually. This 4.6 liter is just not enough for me. Alrighty, guys, that is the end of my review. I really hope that you appreciated it. If you did like it, be sure to put a like on this video and to subscribe, and go check out some of my other review videos. I reviewed a 2015 Mustang. I reviewed a 2015 Mazda 6. And I also reviewed an Infiniti G35 back when I owned one of those. If you'd like to see me do more reviews, please let me know. Also, let me know what you'd like to see me cover. I can cover basically any car out there. I just need to know what you guys would like to see my opinion on. And that, at the end of the day, that is what this is. This is my opinion on these cars and how I enjoy the driver's experience with them. All right, y'all have a good evening.